Hi, and welcome to the Magic of Giving. Central Florida is well known for the magic of its famous theme parks and attractions, but there's another kind of magic here, a magic that touches the lives of residents in need of assistance. That magic is spread by people who dedicate their lives and their calling to helping others. They work for Central Florida's nonprofit organizations, and that's what this show is all about. In each episode, we will feature one of Central Florida's nonprofit organizations and reveal the magic they share as they change the lives of those that are less fortunate. Today's show is all about Project Vet Relief, an organization that provides a legion of support to servicemen and women in need. With me today are Jim Nichols, American Legion Department of Florida Post 10 Commander of Kissimmee, and Jessica Flynn, the Director of Foundation Relations. First of all, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
The American Legion, it's a recognized name throughout the nation, but I bet that most people out there don't know what you guys do and what your mission is. Can you explain that a little bit?
Absolutely. So the American Legion began in 1919. It was started by a group of war-weary veterans that were coming back from World War I and needed a place to gather together in camaraderie. From there, it developed into a very large service organization. The American Legion does quite a lot of things throughout communities throughout the nation. The American Legion focuses on children and youth support, on veterans services, on programs that focus on Americanism. And you know, we're almost a 100-year-old organization. We are nationwide the largest group of veterans gathered together. We do so much throughout the nation.
Okay, and when I was at your facility a couple weeks ago, you showed me a map on your wall that had points of all of your locations across the nation. Now, are you located in every state, and how many branches do you have in each state, or how does that work?
So the American Legion is nationwide. We also have posts that are in Puerto Rico and France and Germany, because our service members are also living in those areas, and so they've been able to start posts nationwide. We are across the country. In every state there is an American Legion. Here in Florida, the American Legion Department of Florida has 130,000 members across the state. We go from the Panhandle to Key West. We go from coast to coast, and we have over 300 posts located throughout the state. So each community in our state has a presence of American Legion in them.
Can you explain to the viewers the tie between Project Vet Relief and the American Legion?
Absolutely. So the American Legion has started this initiative called Project Vet Relief. Project Vet Relief, as you said in the opening, provides a legion of support to our servicemen and women so that they can live thriving and successful civilian lives. So often our service members come back and they don't know where to turn, they don't know what to do. They have a chain of command in the service, in the military, and transitioning that into civilian life can be oftentimes very difficult.
Absolutely.
The American Legion provides to Project Vet Relief funding to initiate the programs. They provide a legion of support, so 130,000 members across the state that are able to serve our service members. It's veterans serving veterans. And they're also able to provide an advocacy piece to us. The American Legion actually started and pushed forward the GI Bill. So the American Legion has a very high platform that they can work from, you know, in Tallahassee and up to DC. So having the backing of the American Legion and their 130,000 members behind us is really going to propel Project Vet Relief forward and bring that veterans helping veterans piece into the limelight.
Wow, that's wonderful. Now, Jim,
Yes.
Commander, you are the commander of Kissimmee.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain to us a little bit about your involvement with the American Legion? How long have you been involved?
I've been in the American Legion for 12 years now. Being commander, I'm in charge of whatever goes on within our post. Also, I am now the service officer for the Kissimmee area. And what will happen is I will get a call from the state requesting assistance for a veteran in my area. Part of my responsibility is to go out to investigate to make sure that the veteran has a DD-214, which is a form issued by the government that tells service record of the officer and if he was actually an honorably discharged veteran. From there, I will check the property. Normally, they have children. Normally, the relief that they require is for rent, electricity, normal bills that incur over a month period. Project Vet Relief gives us the ability to, after our investigation is complete and the person qualifies, it gives us the ability to issue a check in the amount which was requested by that individual as service officer.
I want to talk a little bit more about your position as commander. Is this, now I believe when I was at your office a couple weeks ago, you had explained that it's a one-year assignment. Is that true?
Yes, every year we have an election.
Okay.
And after the election, you're voted in. You're in charge of on everything that's going on within the building. Also, investigations like we do for the Project Vet Relief.
Tell me, what was your most memorable experience being part of the American Legion as commander? What's your most memorable experience?
Well, there's several, but the one that stands out in my mind is I had a gentleman give us a call. He said that he was recently released from the military with an honorable discharge.
Okay.
He said he had 2 children and a wife. They were staying at a local motel. They needed food. He said he hadn't found employment yet, but he was going from place to place to see if he could get a job. I met with him. The hotel he was staying in, the motel that he was staying in, was very seedy. I mean, I was familiar with it because I lived in the area. They had the prostitutes, the drug dealers coming out of there, and I had to get them out of there. I took them to another motel. We gave them financial assistance, so he has food for the children. We got him a bus pass so he could go and look for employment. And after that, I had no more contact with him. 2 weeks later, he gave me a call, got employment, thanked us profusely for our assistance. And part of that's because of Vet Relief.
Wow, that's a heart-wrenching story. Okay, so before we end this segment, can you just reiterate again Project Vet Relief and what your mission is for the viewers at home?
Sure. So Project Vet Relief, we have 3 pillars of service. What Jim spoke about is the emergency assistance piece. So we find that service members sometimes hit those emergency situations, they don't know what to do, and we're there for them. So we provide assistance to get food on the table or the lights on, or make sure that they're able to stay in their home and pay a rent or a mortgage. And the second piece that we do is benefit support. So our service members are entitled to benefits because they served our great country. So we sit with them. Once we get them on their feet, you know, we've paid that light bill, we've paid that rent, we then sit with them and say, okay, are you getting the benefits that you deserve? If you're not, let's figure out how to get those. Our service officers are trained in all of the paperwork that it takes to navigate the VA system. So what we find is that we have our third pillar, the community engagement. So when you put all those together, you have a service member who was going through a hard time. We get them back on their feet, we get them the benefits they deserve, and we get them a community of support. We don't want any service member to feel that they're alone, and that's our vision. Our vision is a nation where no service member stands alone. So we're there with them through the process, and eventually that strengthens our service members to then be able to pay it forward one day, get them back on their feet and getting them acclimated into society.
Well, that's great. Thank you both so much for joining us on this first segment to discuss the mission and goals of Project Vet Relief and the American Legion. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we'll discuss the services provided through Project Vet Relief. We'll be right back. Thank you, guys.